Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I felt like doing a little art journaling. I haven't art journaled for a long time in my book, and I've been watching that Vicky lady do a lot of mixed media and art journaling and all these different sizes. This is the one that I have, and I'll do a quick flip through, but I've wanted to use my Hortensia. I love this pad. It's an older pad. I love this lady here. I want to keep her for myself. So I'm going to use her and possibly either this bird cage or there's one back here with a bird. You've also got cutouts at the very end. I'm thinking about maybe one of the clocks as well. I don't know. I may even steal this trim down at the bottom. I'm just going to play. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I was watching her, so we have different paints up here we're going to use. I haven't been touching these distress paints, so we're going to use them. I'm tired of just having product that's laying around, and I'm not using it. So I'm trying to get colors that kind of match this. I got this at the Dollar Tree the other week, and it's got lilacs on it. Now, she's got hydrangeas. Doesn't matter. We're just going to add that on top as a visual element. I've got a napkin that I believe, oh gosh, was that you, Tommy? Or who just sent me some stuff? But they sent me this napkin. It may have been Tommy. Um, yeah, I want to put a little of that on there. She did mention rice paper as one of her first elements of putting down, but I thought I'd do that because the lady looks like she's kind of in France. And then I have a couple of little journals I just finished that we're going to see. I've got a few more things that's going to go on here. I've got texture paste I'm thinking of doing. I'm doing stenciling. And I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see what else comes to mind that I want to put on there. It's just playing. All right. This is the next page, which does not have too much on it. I did start to save some of these draft World War I and II draft registration cards for the main people in the family. This was Wayne. That's my grandfather's half brother. The moving around kind of guy, the rambler they called him. This is Morgan Stepp. He married my grandpa's half sister. Doc Johnson. He married my grandpa's sister. So they were all people that was in the family. Now I've actually got one for my grandfather, and didn't know it was him for a while, but I finally figured out that it was him. It didn't mean that he fought in a war. When they filled out a draft registration card, it didn't all actually mean that they fought. It's just that they had to fill out and be ready for service if it was necessary. I think this page was where, up before here, that was all my Markhams. And here is where I'm starting to do some of the salmons. So this is the oldest picture of a salmons that I've got on my main line. And this is Roland. And he was actually the second. His dad was Roland the first. And this is an older picture of him. And I think it had on the back that he was born 5th of September, 1799. And that was the year that George Washington died. And this picture is a copy of a tintype. Gosh, I got it a little too far down there for you, don't I? But it's a copy of a tintype taken in the Beaver Creek area near Martin County, Kentucky, where he was a farmer. This is his second wife, which was Nancy Cox. My line comes through the first wife. And then I'll do another page here since that one didn't have much to it. This is a picture that I got from, who was this? I used to go, Estelle Crum. I used to go see her. She was a Williamson. And this was one of her Salmon's relations. But it's like the whole family's on the front porch. I think this is Edmund Salmons. I think that's Roland Salmons. I think that's his wife here, maybe. I was trying to figure them out because there was nothing on there about who was who. She was trying to list me some names. Now, this is one of those old chalk drawings. I hate that this thing glares all the time. This is one of those chalk drawings where it's Randolph. His name is Randolph. And his first wife, Elizabeth Crumb. So she's probably related to me as well, because I have crumbs as well. And then over here on this side, now I think he's a handsome man. Look at this picture of him. Oh my gosh. I think he's so handsome. That must have been really young. And he had one of them feathery type of mustaches too. And this is him posing with a chair. And he was a store owner in the town of Williamson. Yeah. So there we go. This is not my particular main line. I'm not sure why I put it in here, except that he was a son of Roland, or grandson of Roland the second. It's just one of those things. All right, I'll do a little flip through here to kind of catch you up to date on what I've got in my art journal. There's not much. I did a lot of fun techniques here on the front with texture paste, and I cut out these big keys, and these were actually locks that we had, and I took a picture and cut that out and put on here. And I think that was just some instructions on how to do some of these things. Now this is, let me get this out of the way. This is a layout of where I was doing all my favorite things. I've got my genealogy back here as pictures on the wall. I used coffee granules, I guess. I did a technique. I just painted the background, and then I stenciled on here some a stencil that I had that had like a Baroque design or something, a Gothic design. And then I put coffee granules up here and then water, and then I tilted it up and let it kind of dribble down the side, and it made a big mess. And then down here I've got some of my books, which I like to read, but on the books are my main things I love. So I love cats. I've got Love of Cats on this one. I got King Tut because I love Egyptian. Pern, that was Anne McCaffrey's books. I got sci-fi. Here's some of my favorite authors in this globe here. Then I've got over here the history of art, since I like artistic. I've got genealogy. Started it in 1991. I've got the Tales of Kermit, which is part of my genealogy. Oh gosh. But that one was a fun one to make. This one, I'm not even sure why I made this one. I don't know if it was a challenge or what was going on. But it's sort of like what I want to do today. Sort of on those, but I love blues. I love blues and greens and the cool colors. This one, I was trying to use up all these little punch-out letters that I had from a scrapbook page. So I made it into like, it was bingo. And, yeah. And I used even the punch-out negative holder pieces and put around the outside edge. This was a challenge, or this is where I was with Maremi Small Art, and she was going through all of these processes, and we all created this scene on one of her, it was like a birthday live. Now this, I've got the word, I don't know, this was that French lady, France Papillon or whatever, and it was some kind of a something to do with colorful words, and that was the prompt. So what I was doing is I painted the whole background, then I had the word, and you can barely see it. I've got the word on here, and I did clear embossing powder. My next step was to go over it in black and then wipe off where all the words were, and then you would see the background color. I still haven't finished that yet. I think we did this one together a while back. That was my mom. And she did not wear skates, but she did work at this place in town, Wright's Dairy Right. That's where my parents met. And you have really good hot dogs and things there. And they have the outdoor service and the indoor. And then this was something where I was doing a challenge with a couple of friends. And I think Kyung or somebody mentioned we had to use paper towels. I think we had to use paper towels as a prompt, and that had to be used in our project. So I have all these paper towels in the bottom of my splat box that were always covered with the ink sprays. So I used that, and I thought it turned out kind of cool. I just made a couple of tags with some of the family on it. This is Mom's side of the family. And then here we go. See, I don't have hardly anything in here. And so anyhow, we're going to work on this page today. Let me see. That is a tall page, but I think if I put it right there, I'll be good. Now I'm just going to use this cookie brush that, who knows where I got it. And I'm going to probably put my lady here, her face there, because she's looking up or something. And I thought maybe I could make it look like the bird cage is hanging up here. And then I thought to put my Eiffel Tower down here, like it's in the background. And then, I don't know, I might just put some texture or something up here in the upper, or some of her hydrangeas, who knows. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and get on here. This is Speckled Egg. That's a beautiful color. I've got a salvage patina. I don't have too much of that left, but I have a new bottle of it over there. I got 5 bottles that time. I have no clue how I got so many bottles. And I don't think I knew I was actually ordering it or something. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to put some dribbles here and there. This is mostly going to be where the... Ooh, that was a big clot. Don't want that. The Eiffel Tower is. And I got 2 sprays. And I may kind of spray up in here. But let's go with this one first because... Now you can also spray this if you would like to try to get your colors to blend a little bit better. I think I need a little bit more of that one. And usually your napkin or your rice paper, whatever, will take up the color of what is behind it. Now this was antique linen. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of these colors and I really wasn't doing anything with them, but I really would like to use some of them up. You know, you get things and you want to experiment with them, and you never really do. Yeah, that's the story. So Roger Heaton went up in the mountains somewhere to put up another couple of cameras, I think it was, and... who knows what else, just to get out. It's actually rainy and nasty looking today. And I'm not really sure what I wanted to do today because I was just kind of not really with it. Not really with it. Kind of just tired. So I am not sure. I think I'm not as crazy about the total white down here. Now, since I haven't wet this page, this is soaking in really good. It's really, really soaking in. And I don't want to have little boxes of this and boxes of that. So I'm going to kind of let it kind of flow together like that. But it is lighter over here. Now you can also get in here and do inking around the outside edges if you would prefer. Put me some more of that. So I have that up here as well as down in this corner. I think my pages are sliding around on me. Okay. Now the speckled egg, that's the one I just put on here, has like a gray tint to it, which is really, really pretty. But you just want to have some kind of a base, a background. And since we have the antique linen down here in this corner, we're going to just go ahead and put it up in this corner. And get it all solidified here. There we go. So you just want it to look kind of on the smoother side, and you know, it's all over, but well blended. Okay. There. Now, I don't know about the sprays. I did want to put them on here. She's got a little bit of green. Oops. That's kind of good. She has a little bit of green in her hat and with the flowers. I'm wiping my nose off over there. And we have a little bit of purple as well. That, let's see. I may add a little bit of water to that one. Just a little. And I don't know that I want it to be that bold. So we're going to tap it around. Oh, yes. Ooh, I got a hair on there. Whoops. My hair has been falling out. And I put it in the trash can. I kind of like that. I'm going to actually spray that a little more. Yeah, it's got a pretty color to it. Okay, where did the spray go? Let's see what we can do again. Oh yeah, I like that. That is a nice tone. And I don't want to tap it all the way, so I'm going to leave it right like that. All right, I'm setting this to the side so it can finish drying. It's almost there now. But while that's drying, I'll show you these two little journals I was working on. And yeah, your distress paint, it is permanent. Once it dries, it's permanent. And so I might want to wipe off the little that hit my counter here, though it's a lost cause already. And the last color I was using, that purple, that's shaded lilac, but that's a spray stain. It's not an oxide. Now this one was the one with air. I prepared a cover. I wasn't crazy about it. It looked too juvenile. I don't know. I might use it on something later on in the summer. But so I used one of these windows I got from the Dollar Tree. And I just put the whole sticker pack down in there. And then I did a little bit of washi tape at the top and the bottom. And I put Par Avion from that newest little thing I got from Michael's, a little ephemera pack. Because that's about the air mail or something. So I thought, well, let's just go with that. Now, I used this outside cover here. I think I showed that to you, though. But the closure, I did my Velcro dot system here. And this is on here on a brad. So it can spin around. And it can go out of the way. So inside, I've got this little tag. This one, I put some little flowers at the bottom of it. And a few stickers I got from somebody. And then the kites are on that one. And then that tucks right back down in there. And I think you saw mostly the rest of it. I just had to put the tags in. I don't think I had anything else. I did this little bit right here. And this color goes with this color really well. This was a misprint because the ink was going out. So it caused those lines in it. And oh well. Here was a couple of tags there. Oh, I think I did the envelope. That may have been the other thing I know you didn't see. So I did the envelope, and I just kind of, it's actually a double envelope. So it goes that way, and you can put something in it there, and then it flips open this way, and you can put something in it there as well. It's a little on the tight side, but you can get in there. And I just did some of my excess pieces as a collage on there. That's all I did. And, yep. And I tucked I had these in a little card pack. They were almost like they were postcards, but they weren't. There were 6 of them. And I got them up in Ohio at the Wright Pat Air Force Base. We went there one time. And then back here, I have like that. It's got butterflies, and it's something you would color. And then another plane, and then, clouds. They go with this really well. And then that is it. That's about all I did to it. And like I said, I've got this kind of a Velcro dot system on there to keep it closed. Alright, there's that one. And then we got the honeybee one. I got him on the front. I covered up the tie because I tied it crooked. Or I spun it through there crooked. I've got pieces and parts in here. Like I had colors that kind of went with bees. I had, this was like the bottom of one of the papers that's in here. So I went ahead and just used it as tag. Because anything to do with flowers would do with bees, So then I had that envelope. Another one of those envelopes Mom is always getting. I had some die-cut flowers that I put in here. That was from my scraps I had left over. I like the blue here goes with this. And then this one was missing ink as well. So as you can see, it goes really well together. I really like that one. Because this was also a faded piece. So there's a little bit of lilac in there. So I thought that went together well. I cut this off of my Autumn Blaze paper pad that I finished off. And then that's out of that envelope that Mom gave me about the bees. And I love this. This is that Rit dye that I sprinkled on there. And I did print out 2 pages of something from My Porch Prints that had bees. It was about bees. Here's 2 cards in here. And that is the other bottom side of this tree back here. There's my wood deck paper. And I do have an envelope. This was some wrapping paper that I had saved. And I had it in with my total junk journal stuff. But I never used it. So I just ripped off a little piece. So there was something shiny here to go with the shiny washi tape that I used over here. I did put this doily on this envelope. Wrapped it around. And then inside is like a little card. That was just some extra pieces from cut-offs. You can always use your cut-off pieces for all kinds of stuff. I did a little bit of washi here and another cut-out flower. And there's the butterfly tag. And then I've got this die cut here. But I didn't put anything in these 2. I made that the center since that's what's on each one of the cover papers. Here's another one. I thought that kind of looked like the bee going around and flying. Here's another die cut with washi behind it. And I just put a little strip in there just so they knew that was a pocket. This has bees on it and a honeycomb image. That's out of a little bee pad that I got from Hobby Lobby. Another one of the little gift wrap strips. You can just put it on there just for looks. It doesn't have to serve a purpose. I made a belly band here. And that was just a couple of pieces from that Autumn Blaze journal paper pad that I got rid of. I put a little piece of washi through the center. And the little bee that was on the front of the envelope. So it has to do with bees, but it doesn't have that much bee stuff in it. That's also Autumn Blaze. I thought the colors went well. And then we're at the other end. Now here's the other paper that I had printed off. I guess that was this one. Because it has the mysteries of beekeeping on there. And then you got the little bee at the back. And then the honeycomb. Here's the other end of the tree. And then there was just another card that I decked up with the washi and the die cuts. And then there's actually a pocket in here on each end. But but I didn't do anything with it. Now, I'm probably going to do the same kind of a closure. I have room to put the Velcro dot right here. And then all I got to do is put me a brad with an extra piece of paper with the same kind of closure on it. And let's get back to our main event. All right. The next step, I believe, will be... Oh, it's still not quite dry, so I'm going to hit it with a heat gun. Next, we're going to use a couple stencils. I have this Harlequin one that is THS016, one of my favorites. I use it all the time. And I've got this color, which is Seedless Preserves. And as you can see, oh, whoops, that color is really close to what's in this kit. So let's go ahead and use just, this is one of those triangular makeup sponges. I'm just going to use it. And I'm going to kind of roll it up on my finger like that and dab it in. Oh, it's because it's a bright, bright color. And I'm just going to kind of go all over. It's real juicy. I mean, of all the things that I've got, this is like the juiciest thing. And I hardly ever use it. You know, go figure. I don't want it to be too bright. See, it's just a little on the brighter side. And I'm not a fan of that. But we're going to do a little lighter down here. I have a bird cage that's going to... Where is the bird cage? There, that was the area that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with. So it did need something. Maybe I'll do some stenciling or the texture paste over that. That's better. Much better. And maybe we'll do just a little bit right over here. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. I don't need it to be perfect. I just wanted it to be on there. Now, I've been seeing people do something like this. They'll spray it. I'm spraying it off to the side. Since it's still got some of that ink on there. Let's see what we get. Oh, we didn't get much of anything, did we? Huh. Well, oh well. It was worth a try. I don't think I had enough left on there. And it's not bad because it just gives you, it's not so boxy again. And since that was so bright, I'm going to try a little something I've been seeing that lady Vicky do. And she'll get a little bit of paint or something on her brush or her spatula. And she does this drag technique. And I don't know if I've got enough on there or if this is the wrong stuff to use, but it gives it sort of a paint, a dry paint technique. What do you call it? I can't remember what you would call that. A dry brush technique. That's it. That's it. I knew I'd get it out of myself eventually. But yeah, you just kind of give yourself a few different things down through here. It's also combining my colors. I don't think it's quite working out. She uses a different, this is thin, and she uses a different type of paint for hers. Alright, we're going to get in here with my dry brush, my wet brush, and see what we can do here. I think that's making it move a little bit better. I love to see all these techniques that they use, but sometimes I just can't always get them to work. I haven't practiced enough. That looks more like it. Yeah. So you can lighten things that you've got dark and you don't want it to be that dark. Like those little guys. I'm not sure where this color in the middle there is coming from, though. I'm not really sure. It's more of a, I don't know, vintage photo-y look to me. Okay. I think that's good enough. As long as I get it to mix good. There we go. Whoops. And before we do anything with the texture paste, we are going to put on our Eiffel Tower. And I'm going to go ahead and I think cut it out. It don't really need to be that big. I don't think I wouldn't mind having the words on there, though. That would be kind of pretty. So let's see what we can do here. I'm holding it up so high you probably can't see me. Okay, so there's that. And I've got my piece of tape, just Scotch tape, and that's going to help you pull off the pieces. And I don't know if it was just the one. I think it was. Let me take this other and see if that pulls any. Oh, yes, there was another piece. Look at that. I see it. Just can't get my fingers on it. Ooh, that is thin. That'll pick up all of my colors underneath. That'll be nice. Okay, so what we want to do is to have that here. And I may bring this part here that's not going to be totally on there and bring it around to this other side. I may actually do that. So let's just go ahead and cut it. Now, if you wanted to, you can get on here with a wet paintbrush and actually get this off with a nice rough edge to it, which is what a lot of people like to do. I haven't done that. Oh. And then I have this that I was thinking to put here, and see, it kind of fills out the rest of those flowers. Okay, so let me get my paintbrush and my collage medium. And that's what we're going to put it on there. This is the matte one. Doesn't really matter. I don't think it's going to go underneath. So we're just going to figure out where this needs to be and go across like that. And just paint it all down. Like I said, I've got a new container of this. I ordered it the other day and it finally come in. So I won't be out. This stuff dries really, really quick. Okay. Make sure I get it all the way across. All the way down this side. Let's put her down. I'm going to kind of pull up from the bottom. Yeah. And then I'm going over top with it. And that's going to seal it really nicely. I didn't quite get that all the way down to the bottom, but I don't think it's going to hurt a thing. Not going to hurt nothing. There we go. Yeah, I've got a word of somebody's name over here. I guess it's who created this scene. And I want to kind of cover that up a little bit. My lady is going to be right here somewhere. So this is kind of going to be a background for her. You know, she's going to be coming over top of it. But that's okay. We want to layer things. That's part of the game. And as you can see, the diamonds are actually coming through. That was a nice thin piece of tissue. Okay. There we go. Now the next step is going to be some texture paste. I was pulling it out of the hat there, guys. Yes, it's going to be some texture paste. And I'm going to get this cleaned up so the glue doesn't dry, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going around the edge with more of this seedless preserves. You know me, I like to frame stuff, but it will give an edge to the napkin and all that here. So, yeah, that's good. All right, next we're going to add a little bit of texture paste. This is sort of a transparent matte, but I'm thinking I'm going to try to add some gold into it. This is an alcohol ink that I got from Walmart, and it's like to be added to things like, what did it say? Mod Podge and resins. And I don't see how this is much different than Mod Podge. So I'm going to add a little bit of this down here, and then I'll drip some of the alcohol ink in it to give me a little bit of a gold, which I thought would be really pretty here. All right, that should be enough of the texture paste. Now let's see. Get my gold one out. I've used this in other things before, and you just kind of do it like that, and it's got a little drippy on the end of it. Be sure to close it back up. It is alcohol ink, so it's going to disappear. So we're going to get in here and see if we can mix it up before it's done its thing. I've never tried adding it to the texture paste before, so we're going to see what happens. Got a beautiful color to it when it's all on its own. I'm not sure what it will do once it's down here on my paper. I guess Mod Podge, I can't see how it's got actually a mud gray color to it now. Oh, there. Well, maybe it needs a little bit more in it. Who knows? Well, let's go ahead and add it. Let's see what happens. I can always put something over top of it if I don't like it. And then let's just do it. Oh, I moved it. Great. It ain't going to hurt much. I only want it in certain spots anyhow. I don't think I need any down in here, but I'll add some anyway. The lady is going to go in here somewhere. And then up in here we have her bird house that she wants to be watching. And then we can stick a little bit of it down in here around the Eiffel Tower. Just for something different. Okay, like that. I'm thinking her head may be in this area, but if not, we're going to add a little bit to the center section here as well. You know, you just add it wherever you feel like it. And just so I'm not wasting any, I got a few little papers here I'm going to put into a paper bag journal. And, oh, I think I only have room for, or enough left for one of them here. So I'm going to just do this just to use it up and not waste it. There we go. Yeah, just adds a little interest to that page. I'll set this back over here to dry. And since I didn't quite get the gold I was wanting, we're going to actually get in here with some detail embossing powder. Well, maybe I'll use another color. Now, I got this clear gold, but it's got glitter in it. And I never really want to use it for anything else, but it might be really pretty here. And I'm just going to gently put it over the whole surface of the wet embossing, or the texture paste, I'm sorry. And we're just going to do like that. Then we're going to slide it off onto a piece of paper. Okay, I put me a couple of pieces of paper there to catch it all, since I've got quite a bit on here. And anything else that was wet on here, it's going to stick to. And I thought everything was dry, but there's a bunch of stuff right in there on the napkin that's not dry. But you know what? I'm not mad at it, because that's probably going to be where the lady is going to be situated. So let's go ahead and put all of our glitter on there, and I'll pour it back into my cup. Okay, I found out if I take a stiff bristle brush that's like for stenciling, it actually will brush off a lot of that loose glitter that I didn't want, but got anyway. Yeah, look how much is coming off. I did dry this with the heat gun quite a bit, so I'm assuming that the texture paste is dry. If I just don't brush too hard, I'll still keep some of the glitter, which, you know, I was wanting. Yeah, I think that's about right. That's about what I wanted. There was still a little bit of wet glue on this napkin, and that's why a lot of it's stuck down there, but I guess it wasn't dry enough. So, actually, I think I will take this bit of embossing powder and put it into my little cup over here. Looked like it still had some usage to it, so I stuck it in there. And our next step, I was trying to get some of this glittery substance off of my surface here, but I don't know if it's working. But yeah, check it out. Isn't it pretty? I thought it turned out really pretty. And we're not even putting the subject matter on here yet. I've got that cut out, so it's ready to go. I'm probably going to use my fabric tack. Here, I'll just do it like this, and then I can set these over here. So we're going to pull that out and get it ready to go. Now, what I wanted to do, where you can see it good? Okay. What I wanted to do is to put my bird cage, and I cut out everything that I had mentioned I wanted to use out of my Stamperia pad, Hortensia. And see, we're going to hang that there. And I don't have a bird. I don't know that I wanted a bird or not. You don't have to have the bird if you don't want to. I've got some bumpy areas here with the texture paste, so that's why I needed this fabric tack. Okay, he's back from his rambling. Okay, let's see about putting that down up here. Right here in its kind of bare spot. And I'll probably get in here with one of my micron pens and see about putting like a, if I can draw it, like a loop there. Like the bird cage is hanging on that loop. Then push the rest of that down. That's good. And then I have a clock. I have a saying which says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I really like that. Okay, so we're going to put her about right here, I think. She's going to be kind of, some of the stuff is going to get covered up. There's no helping that. So we're going to kind of put her about right there. And we'll have the clock and a few other little goodies that's going to cover up this flat part of her base, so you don't really notice it. So now this lady that I watch, she doesn't always glue it all the way around the outside edge like this. She just glues it in the center, because she is forever tucking stuff underneath all the time. I didn't have anything else I wanted to tuck on here because I really wanted her to be the focal. I'm probably not going to be seeing these flowers down here, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Now this, I thought, if I can figure out where my midnight, there's midnight, or 12, that's going to go right here. And I can't see her little strappy thing, so I might want that to show. So let's put this down as well as we can. That's mostly a flat area down here. So, yeah, about like that. Gotta get the clock straight. Oh. And it's sort of over top of her, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I was going to put her a little higher, and I decided not to. Yeah. I have a little bit of pieces sticking up here. I can get under there with my other wet glue and see about putting that down a little better. Yeah. That'll work. Either glues would work. It's just you'd probably have to use a lot more of the Barely Arts. Now, the other part I wanted to get on here was my saying. And, you know, I could put the saying right there. You always want empty spots. And I'm going to be able to see the Eiffel Tower, part of that flower. Yeah, I think that would do good. I'm not happy with that little edge right there. So we're going to do this. Now, I could use my flowers that I've got over here to hide that edge if I wanted. But I think not. I think I'll put this here. I'm happier with that. Yeah, you always want to leave a little bit of room, or like that. I like that the way that is. I really like how that glitter turned out. Let's see what we've got here in this container. Like, I got that at the Dollar Tree. Look, they already got $1.25 on there. I guess too many people complained. All right, down here at the base of her, she needs something else right here, because I don't want that to show. So we're going to probably put a few flowers down here. That one looks good. And then maybe this other one. Okay, let's do that to hide to hide her pieces and parts. And then we'll put this one here too. I don't know that I'm going to need more sticky on that. I'm going to see how it does as is. Now I've got that, which I think I'll put right here to hide that intersection and the base of the bird cage. Do I want any more? Maybe around the Eiffel Tower or over there. Let's just put a couple of them right there. Yeah, that looks good. It kind of combines the two different flowers, which they have a real similar look. This, I believe, is supposed to be a lilac. I don't know what that's supposed to be, though. Now, there are some purples in here. That would be a good place for that purple right there. Right there. And I think she's done. I don't think I need anything else. One little flower. Nope. Nope. I think I'm happy with it. All right, everybody. We are done. I just wanted to have a little play in my art journal. I've been seeing all the things that she's doing, and I really wanted to try out some of the techniques that we saw. Of course, you know, a lot of stuff got covered up, but that's not the idea. The idea is getting in here and playing and just experimenting. Now, if it gets covered up, that's okay, but look at your overall image. It turned out really cool. Now, I'm going to do a little close-up here for you to look at it from top to bottom. And look at all the glitter. Oh, look at the glitter. I thought that would go along with the bird cage look. Now, she gets in here with a white gel pen and highlights things, and then she'll get in here with a black marker. I love this woman. She looks so 1920s to me. Then she gets a black marker and goes around things. You have this pen kind of drawing of the Eiffel Tower, and a little bit of pen drawing might not be bad, but I'm afraid to do it. I'll do a little bit more experimenting. You can always come back and work on something that you deem finished. You can always go back and fluff it. All right, everybody. I hope you had an enjoyable time with me today and got to see a few things that I haven't been working on lately. And yes, this is very, very shabby chic looking. I want everybody to have a great, great day. All my subscribers and viewers, I thank you so much for dropping by and visiting and seeing what I had to show you today. Please give me a thumbs up if you think about it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.